It's Homebrew coming at you with a beer review. Today we've got a beer from Midnight Sun Brewing out of Alaska, Anchorage, Alaska. It's the Brewtality Espresso Black Beer. It is a lager, so this should be a fun one to try. They first did this in 2009, and so they've come around, they're making it again 2014. This is a 9.7% ABV beer and 17 IBUs. And I think as a lager of this type, it's kind of like a Baltic porter in style. They're probably one of the first ones to do a lager like this. We're seeing a trend of a lot more lager styles, I should say. But they did this some years ago. So we're gonna get this one cracked open and give it a try. Wow, I could smell the chocolate and the coffee, but more the chocolate coming off just as I poured it. It smelled really good. All right, it's pretty black. I mean, this is pretty much jet black with a mocha, dark brown type head, half finger head, but it is somewhat creamy looking. Let's get a nose on it. Oh man, there's a lot of different chocolates on this. A lot of different chocolates. I mean, I get like some cocoa. I get some dark chocolate on it. I wouldn't say milk chocolate, but definitely those cocos and baker's chocolate and dark chocolate on that. I get some molasses on it. It's kind of got this smoky, earthy kind of scent to it. A little bit of dark fruits. I'd say I get some raisin, but maybe some other dark fruits on it. And there's a little bit of like that smoky charness. Wow, this has a really good scent. Also, there's some creaminess to it. It comes off like maybe there's some oats in it. A slight booze on it, but this smells really good. So we're gonna just dive on in. Cheers. That's nice. It's like a medium body, but it coats the entire mouth. So on the full end of medium, it is a lager. You can tell it's a lager. It just has that kind of lighter taste to it in that sense. But the flavors on this is very full flavor. I mean, all those chocolates that I was describing are all there. I get the dark chocolate. I get the cocoa type thing. I might even get a hint of some milk chocolate, but I get that baker's chocolate. They're all in there. I do get some of the coffee, and I get a bit like espresso roast on it, I would say. But I still think that the chocolate is really the star. Wow, this is a super pleasurable beer. I took several more sips, and I'm gonna tell you, the way that it coats my mouth and the flavors I'm getting, it just, wow, it really kind of tickles my fancy right there. The chocolate is really good. The roast is there. There's some nice roast on this. But it's not like a dominating roast. There might be a hint of bitterness, but if it is, it's extremely mild. This goes down way too easy at 9.7%. It is a chocolate dessert. I get some molasses on it, like I said, in the nose. Get a little bit of dark fruits, but they're more dominant in the nose than they are in the flavor. It is silky, creamy. This really actually quite balanced, but also very complex. So I'm gonna take a little time with this and we'll come back with some ratings. All right, I've been sipping on this, enjoying it. I gotta tell you, I'm just really liking this beer. I'm not a poker face, you know that. This is good. It is so rich. It has like I say, I think it's medium, a high end of medium, but it could be the low end of full. It really coats your mouth. All those flavors I described earlier are in there. Just wonderful taste, wonderful mouthfeel. I'm loving it. I'm really liking this. I do think that probably the description of kind of falling into like a Baltic porter category would be right. The feel of the whole thing on the mouth and some of the flavors and everything kind of lends to that direction. I would agree. If so, though, then it would be probably one of the best Baltic porters I've ever had. So were I to rate this as a Baltic porter, I would have to just crank up the score. They're calling it espresso black beer. They're not saying it's a stout. So we'll go with that Baltic porter. I want to say that in a Baltic porter, this is a 95. It is just killer. It is so good. I couldn't be any more tickled. And this is like a dessert. This is like a light dessert. It's, but it's 9.7%. So I'll be sipping this for a while and enjoying it. All right, overall, it's still going to be in the excellent category. No way around it. I could drink this often. I really could. It's that good. I'm giving it a 93. I am loving this beer. I think this is one you ought to try. Here it is. It is Brewtality from Midnight Sun Brewing out of Anchorage, Alaska. I think you really should try this one. If you like those dark beers, if you like chocolate, maybe a little espresso, this one is more than worth your time and money. This is Kevin Clements Homebrew saying life is too short to drink cheap beer, and I will see you in the next beer review.